Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, you guys are in for a treat today. No question about it. JP Peterson here riding solo. That's right, my man Tim Ham sending out some healing prayers to IndyCar Tim. Texted me last night, said I'm headed over to the hospital, so we might not be able to. I might not be able to be on the show tomorrow, so he is not here this morning. But we're lifting up the healing vibe and all the prayers to Timmy. So prayers up for Timmy. He did text me this morning. I'm guessing from the hospital because he had to give me a code so I could produce the show myself. So I will definitely be leaning on all my peeps, all my Petermans out there to let me know if the show is actually going out live and I've pressed all the right buttons as we do. Oh, it looks like we're live on Twitter. So far, so good. And I have a live studio guest who we will unveil here in just a moment. A man who is at the center of probably one of the greatest aspects of the outdoor hockey game, John Cooper's getup. And the rest of the coaches as well. We're absolutely regaled in these beautiful suits. So we'll get all the story behind that stuff for you here in just a little bit. But we got a lot of breaking news to get to. Actually, the news broke yesterday on the Rays and the stadium financing plan. But luckily for most of you Petermans, you already knew most of this stuff because we've been talking about it for months and months on how they're going to finance this stadium. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. Brian Bradley will join us live, hopefully, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise and all the technology works from Benchmark International Arena as the Lightning get back to reality. I guess we could say, right? After I don't know about you guys, but I'm still buzzing from that outdoor game on Sunday. It won't leave me for quite some time, but we got to do another hockey game tonight, and that is at Benchmark with the Buffalo Sabres in town. So another big key Atlantic Division collision for the Lightning, who have to somehow now refocus on hockey after what really was one of the most incredible sporting events in the history of Tampa Bay. I might put it right at the top of the list, maybe a little recency bias, maybe a little personal bias. Haven't been part of it, a very small part of it. But, so we'll do some hockey talk as well. And then the coup de grace. If all things work technology-wise, Hagen's going to join us as well. And they are right now at the governor's press conference, which is set to start at 10 o'clock, not far from probably about a half a mile from where we are right now, the future site of the Rays baseball stadium, Lord willing again. And the mayor will be there as well and might speak, Jane Castor, but also the governor, Ron DeSantis, is in town. The story we broke 2 weeks ago about this particular press conference, a lot of it's going to center around Hillsboro College. And, I feel sorry for the Hillsboro College because this is supposed to be a press conference about their bold new beginnings on this site. And all anybody wants to talk about is the Rays, but it's all part of it. And it's all a great part of it because, so much of this project is going to be positive for Tampa Bay. And I hope this is kind of the start of a very positive vibe towards this project because everything to this point has been really, really negative, and I don't get it. I kind of get it. I understand so much of it is driven by the negative coverage that has been in the Tampa Bay Times nonstop since the new group took over. Not unexpected and completely agenda driven, but it is what it is. And we'll try to, balance that right here with some positivity. And again, nothing personal against anybody over there at the Times. It's just the things that they are writing, it just seem really, really, really negative. Not just me saying it; it's all over social media. Everybody sees it. So we'll try to balance that out, and just to kind of set up a lot of this we've been talking about for quite some time. For many of you, this is new, but this is what we talked about. You're going to have Ron DeSantis there talking a lot about Hillsboro College, but the bigger play here is obviously the Rays Stadium and the $6 to $8 billion mixed-use project that's going to go along with it. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand if a developer were coming in here today and saying, I'm announcing, much like Mr. Vinnick did, which was a $3 billion Water Street project. We're going to build all these buildings, a health center and all this, universally applauded. And oh, by the way, yes, there have been a lot of corporate, I don't want to call it corporate welfare, but obviously with any big business, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Jeffrey Vinnick's Water Street project, whether it's the airport or whatever it is, it's a public-private partnership. And that's exactly what this is. It's a public-private partnership. There will be obviously infrastructure that the county and the city will be asked to pay for. And there'll be obviously half the stadium, which, by the way, is really cool because the last guy, the previous regime, had said he would pay for half the stadium, but of course never would and never did. This group will pay for half the stadium plus all cost overruns and won't run away when there actually are cost overruns. So, and this is why this group has been handpicked by Major League Baseball. Rob Manfred is going to be there as well. Very much looking forward to hearing from him. And this is all coming to fruition. What we reported, when was that? February, almost a year ago, of this group that came forward and is going to buy the Rays. These were, this group, which is obviously formed in different ways. Workman has come in and a bunch of different investors, and they may need to take on more investors to get this eventually done. But the fact is what the plan is, and this is a preliminary plan that was put out yesterday. And we'll go through a little bit. We kind of talked about it on yesterday's show. We'll go through it a little bit again here. The Rays plan on paying for 50% of the stadium cost. Okay, the stadium cost plus cost overruns and the maintenance of the building, which includes insurance and those things, which are expensive. And the other half, and we're going to simplify this, will be mostly tourist tax and user fees, not property taxes, not money that would go towards schools, roads, sewer systems, police, any of that stuff. The money that is generated from these particular taxes can't be used for those things. So everywhere you see this misinformation, I don't want my tax dollars going to it, blah, 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 blah. These are not property taxes. Are they taxes? Yes, but they're taxes designed to be paid by tourists, hotel taxes, bed taxes. Now, the SITS tax obviously is that half penny sales tax, which they may be asking to increase that to a full penny. We'll see. But that's obviously something that we pay on a daily basis here. So that's coming out of your pocket. I'm not going to bullshit you on that. But a lot of it comes from tourist taxes, a rental car tax, which I'm pretty sure that most of you don't rent cars when on a regular basis. Those are tourist dollars, and could be a huge revenue supporter. And that's been used in Texas and other places to build stadiums, which is great because people that are visiting here, it's going to be a $4 to $5 tax depending on how long they stay and how big their bill is, and that's going to go directly towards paying for the stadium. So the bottom line is, and don't forget about the rest of this mixed use. Now that's all going to be developer-driven money that is paid for by this group that are going to be investing another $4 to $5 billion in building condo towers and bars and restaurants and other things. Hillsboro College, which will also, now that'll be paid for by the state. I think they're asking for $50 million. And the fact that Ron DeSantis is coming here and is going to spearhead this is very positive for our group because this means there'll be a lot of state input, right? So you get all these different user fees, and this is basically the template that they used in Atlanta. It's actually better than what they used in Atlanta. And it's going to produce tons of property tax that is not being collected right now. And I see this all over social media where a lot of you are like, hey, I don't want my tax dollars. They're just getting all this corporate welfare. Now, are they getting the property at a reduced price? I don't exactly know what that price is, or if there's a land swap or what it is, or maybe it's the state saying, yeah, take the property and develop it, and then we'll take the property tax that we're going to reap from that, because right now it's mostly parking lots and tennis courts and pickleball courts and a college. That's not producing any real property tax at all. That entire acreage is not producing anything. Now, where the stadium sits, the 20 acres, 10 acres, whatever that is, they'll ask that is exempt from property tax. So, which is exactly what they were going to do in St. Pete. It's what they do for Raymond James Stadium and Benchmark Arena as well. They don't pay those property taxes. In return, they build these buildings that produce all these jobs and money. And by the way, a sports team that enhances our lifestyle here in Tampa Bay that we all very much love and don't want to see go to Orlando or some other place. So that's an important amenity, I think, to the people of Tampa Bay, and not just Tampa and Hillsborough County, but Pinellas County and the surrounding counties that will also be using it, and our fine friends from Orlando that will also be coming here to spend their money. So, there is immense public benefit to this, tremendous public benefit. And those parking lots and pickleball courts will become condominiums and business offices that will pay property tax. And that's property tax that will go to offset what's going to be used to pay for this stadium. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. If we're going to have developers and team owners that are going to plop their team down here in the center of finally doing it in the right way with a iconic, and we'll hopefully see the renderings here in just a little bit, iconic stadium that's going to produce millions, if not billions, over its lifetime in revenue in terms of events that are going on. And yes, the owners will be making money off this. Guess what? The owners of the airlines make money, and the shareholders make money off the public dollars that are put into our airport. All of these corporate, Amazon makes money, and they are granted special tax status. It happens all the time with public partnerships, because if these companies are going to bring these jobs and the tax money that comes along with that goes into the coffers, as a county commissioner, city or commissioner, you want to be in a partnership with them, because that helps your constituents, does it not? So listen, when you say, oh, we've got to pay for half, let's put that all in context. Let's put it all in context. So these are all things that are going to be more outlined today, and I think are extremely positive. What's not positive is what I'm seeing on social media, and so much negativity about this. And again, let's wait to see the specific details on who's going to pay for what. Now, this group has said they're going to pay at least 50%. They said at least 50%. Okay? Not at least, which means their portion could be more, which I've told you for a year when I was told that they would pay at least 50%, if not more. And that's exactly what's in these documents. So I think we're in really good shape. I think this is going to get done, even despite, number one, because John Romano said it wasn't going to get done. And of course, he's been wrong about every part of the stadium stuff. So that's good. And John Hill and all the other curmudgeons over there at the Times that want to bash this project before they even see what the funding is going to be. So we'll keep it positive here and try to balance things out. And we know a lot of you guys, the Petermans, are very positive, because you've been kept, pretty much in the know for this, about this for quite a long time. And this group has been, I think, in the 4 or 5 months that they've owned it, there's been a whole lot of positivity that has come out of it. And the renovations of the Trop, the Fan Fest is coming up in a couple of weeks. And they made another trade today, by the way, on the baseball note, Ben Williamson. And I'm not going to go gaga over this cat. He is a light hitting, no power, right-handed infielder, utility infielder, 25 years old, played 85 games at third base for the Mariners as a rookie last season, hit .253 with 1 home run and 21 RBIs and a .604 OPS. He's known as an exceptional fielder, logging 8 defensive runs saved, and has some, albeit limited, time in the minors at shortstop and second base. So as Eric Neander told the Times, he's someone that gives a good at-bat, has a lot of contact skill, can cover most pitches, gets the bat to the ball, moves the baseball. Offensively, he has some physicality. It's just a matter of kind of growing into that and learning his game. High contact offensive profile with exceptional defense. So this is going to be, a lineup of a lot of guys that can make contact and run and be athletic and great defensively, and Junior Caminero. And Aranda, who has a little bit of power, but let's just be honest. This is a lineup right now that is not packed with power, but could score runs. We'll see how it all comes together. Pitching and defense have always been a big part of it. So I'm going to get to all of your comments here in just a little bit. Let me get to a couple here real quick. Captain K, thoughts and prayers going out to Timmy. he's been there before, folks. I mean, he has these episodes from time to time, and everything turns out fine. So that's good. So we will send out our prayers to him. All right. Couple other here from Alejandro Noriega. So, good morning, JP. Let's go Rays and hope we get good news. Yes, absolutely. And I don't think you're going to get a lot of specifics on the financing plan today, but there'll be some conversation about it. And I think that will maybe illuminate a little bit more on what's going on. All right. I'm going to try to get this fine young gentleman sitting next to me on camera here. He is David Kahn, and he is, I would say you're what? The tailor to the stars, if I can say that. Is that correct? Is that? Let me see if I can get your mic up. There you are.
Thank you for that title.
I think we got everything working. This computer's working against me this morning. All my technology is working. You've been sitting here watching this whole thing.
You did it, though.
Debacle.
You accomplished it. So,
but you got to see how the sausage is made. How about that?
Absolutely, casing and all.
You're still here. He hasn't walked out yet. David Kahn of Bespoke & Company, who I must shake your hand. Who has been my clothier? Do we say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Clothier for 20 years. Back when I had
25 years.
A nice robust from Channel 8. What was a clothing allowance?
Clothing allowance.
That was back in the day.
You're right.
And then we got rid of that. It was like
instead.
And now you give me discounts, and I love you for it. Thank you so much. You dressed me for the Tampa Sports Club banquet not so long ago. Thank you very much for that with that beautiful suit. That was awesome. So you're the man who dressed the coaches and Cooper in particular. That was a stroke of genius and absolutely beautiful. Please take us through how that whole thing came to fruition.
So John Cooper actually sent me some text images of some crazy gangster-looking suits, Scarface kind of that idea, but also Cigar City mafia style.
Yeah.
And what their faces were, the coaches' faces were superimposed on these suits. And he's like, "Can you do this for me?" And that was like 3 weeks before the event.
How excited were you got that when you got that text?
Yeah, that was.
That's
good.
like the Super Bowl for a clothier, is it not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
John has been great to me and my business, and relies on me for projects like this and the Olympics. We've done some things for the couple Olympics that he's going to and leaving this weekend. So it was a pretty cool idea, and we brought it to fruition, and it came off great. I mean, they carried it off pretty cool. The win helped it look better. Yeah, definitely. and he said that.
So when we're down 5-1, when you're down 5-1 and you're wearing that, you're like, somebody even put on social media with a picture of him going, "Man, I'd hate to be the coach that had to walk into a dressing room and dress down his team wearing that."
Yeah, exactly. But no, he turned it into a superstar outfit, and the guys look great. They really did. They carried it off well.
Yeah. So was take me through the whole thing in terms of what inspired it.
So again, really, John had this idea, and he sent me some imagery and said, "Can you do this?" And I had to go through all sorts of fabrics and digging through my resources and vendors, and all the guys had to come in and do fittings, and we made it happen.
So it's more homage to the 20s, 30s, 40s, Cigar City, Ybor City, gentlemen that used to own these. It would hang out and drink their rum,
play dominoes,
I think get all dressed up. Back in the day when guys left when gentlemen left the house, they got dressed up. They didn't look like me.
Right.
You look beautiful, by the way. They don't look. They're not showing up in their fan stream gear.
I'm a victim of circumstance. So.
Yeah, but that was a.
Yeah, no, it was cool, and it was that kind of good old boy style, and they were really trying to do that, and I think that's the way they are as coaches too, with their guys, and they command that respect from them. But they are definitely player coaches, and the guys loved it too. So a couple of my player clients that shared some things with me ahead of time were really excited about it. So, and
was it your idea for him to be showing the cleavage there?
So that was him. So he came in and he tried on his suit, and he said he was a little nervous about it. And I said, "Look, I came through for you. You've got to wear this suit and make it work." And he did. He rocked it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
For sure. Chest hairs and all.
Honestly, when he came out, there was a roar.
Oh,
I mean, there was a roar when they showed him on the Jumbotron, the whole thing. And of course, we'd already seen what the guys were going to wear in those jerseys, by the way. I think they knocked that out of the park.
Oh, yeah.
The stadium jerseys. But then we didn't, our Petermans knew that I told them something special was coming.
Okay.
I wouldn't tell them anything about it.
Fair.
So you swore me to secrecy. But so when they came out, I'd never seen it. But I was like, oh, man, that is really, really good.
Yeah.
Like really, really cool. And the roar goes up in the crowd and he gives the
oh, yeah. Well, I think, and they have that reputation in the NHL. I mean, these guys dress probably better than half the coaches or more on any team. So putting it all together and seeing it, even the support coaches were awesome.
All right. So you have an event coming up. You're one of the great events that happens during this season. It's a great charity event. You've been doing it. It's your 10th year, right?
Yeah, it's our 10th year, 10th annual. And it's pretty cool. We established our own 501c3 so that we can, work with the Tampa Bay community and give back a bit, and work with several charities. However, the Children's Cancer Center is one that's near and dear to my heart, and we've worked with them for a few events now, and they'll be the beneficiary of this event also.
Nice.
So it's going to be this Friday at the Motor Enclave, which is a really cool facility. They've got a great event center over there, in addition to their track and the bougie garages that they have over there.
I have not been over there.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, well,
hopefully Friday. I can
absolutely.
come over,
yeah. It's very cool. I did do a thrill ride with one of their professional drivers and probably left something back there, but it was it was pretty. It was
are
pretty
people
neat.
allowed to bring their sports cars?
So so there are. Yeah, you have to. The people that own cars have them, garaged there. And it's a private club, but I think they can have guests, but they have a ton of events, driving events and charity events.
Oh, that's so cool.
But then we had a sponsor event and we got thrill rides for all of our sponsors. And that was
what kind of car did
cool.
you go around in?
It was a BMW, an M-Class BMW that was pretty fast, and it's jazzed up a little differently than the ones that you see out on Dale Mabry. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I went. One of the thrills of my life was I went around Daytona. Rusty Wallace drove us around in the pace car on the actual Daytona track on that. What is it? 23% grade on and you going into those corners, man.
It's hard
thumping. Unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not a thrill ride guy. I'm not a roller coaster guy, but it's different. And you're in that car and you're trusting the driver.
Yeah.
And there's some G's there for sure. So typically on the thrill rides, the guys do, I think, 60% of what the car will do and 60% of what the driver can do. So they're not putting it all out there, but you definitely get the sense of what's possible.
All right. So what's the theme for the event? My wife Ashley will ask me this when I get home, so we might as well take care of it right here.
Right?
What are the ladies wearing? What are the guys wearing? What are we doing?
Sure. So it's a cocktail event because of what we do. It's pretty dressy. James Bond inspired theme. Skyfall is the name of the event.
Nice.
But we do it's a cool party. It's not a sit down, short ribs or salmon type of dinner. It's a nice happy hour. Then we do a fashion show, so I get to showcase some of the things that we do. We have some pretty cool models. My sponsors are models. Mayor Jane, who you mentioned earlier, is modeling.
Well, you always have athletes.
Yeah, we have athletes. And we're doing some cool auction items too, which you can get. Your buddy Joe Madden was gracious enough with Ava. He and Kevin Kiermaier are doing a dinner that we'll auction off.
Oh, nice!
So you have an opportunity to have dinner with Joe and Kevin, and
wow,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
So for the guys who can talk baseball with Kevin and Joe, which by the way is one of the most fascinating joys of my life, to sit down and talk baseball with Joe, and he's just the most personal person in the world. And then Kiermaier as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the ladies you'll love.
Yeah,
looking into those big blue eyes of his. Yeah,
certainly.
So
and then I have
the wives are going to be bidding this one up.
And I have a surrogate nephew who is on the 40 man now with the Phillies, and he's going to be modeling as well.
Oh, nice.
A couple of my children are coming down from Virginia to model. So
nice.
It's all in the family.
You've had a lot of bucks in the past too.
Yeah, we've had a lot of bucks.
Cameron Brate.
It is Super Bowl weekend, so I couldn't tell them that they weren't going to the Super Bowl and they had to model for me. So I was sensitive to that. But they're invited. We'll have some special guests in the audience. One of our friendly local goalies turned MMA fighter is most likely going to be.
You dress Vassy as
joining,
well,
so,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, a couple of the guys that are not going to the Olympics from the Lightning will be there as well. So.
Did you know he was a lefty?
I didn't.
You didn't know it either?
I didn't know that.
Not even his clothier
That's
knew
crazy.
he was a lefty. Nobody did.
No. I mean, the old days you asked if you dressed right or dressed left, but that was something else, not which hand you're using. So
nice. So any other sports related items that were doing live auction?
A lot of auction items from all of the local sports teams, including tickets to games and fan experiences and training camps and all that will be in the in a silent and live auction.
Well, I'll throw in a backstage studio tour.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Are we giving away Lightning tickets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got my season tickets that we're going to be.
Oh,
giving
cool.
up
Well, then I'll throw in. I'll enhance that with the always enjoyable, highly sought after backstage tour. Yeah,
absolutely,
we'll do that for sure.
Oh no, that'll be awesome. That'll be great. So, and the event wouldn't be possible without my sponsors, which we have a lot of my client sponsors. A few of them are Sims Crane, my friend Erica Sims, who actually helped to put together the outdoor game.
Nice.
Asphalt Pro Contractors, and then one of my best friends, Phil Yost, with Compass Land and Title. So they've been great, my angels, and have really made this event into the big event that it's become.
Now, are you? Do you need any more people to buy tickets? Or you sold
absolutely.
out?
No, we can't. That
place, you guys can go.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. So
you guys,
please.
by the way, you do not want to miss this. This is one of the best parties of the year. And if you're a sports fan, you just walk around and you'll see the sports stars. You get your selfies with them. Don't bother them too much. But it is a phenomenal evening. You get to get dressed up. Your significant other will love that. Exactly. And then you can bid on these incredible items.
Right. Put that Lululemons aside, dust off your suit. And yeah, absolutely. So you can go on there's an event website, bespokeandcoevents.com. And that will take you to our ticket link. And we'd
Bespoke
love to have
and Co.
Bespoke and Co events.
Events.com. All right.
.com.
I'll put that on our socials as well,
cool.
and on the chat. So
yeah, but we're typily 400 to 500 people. I mean, I think that space can hold like 1,200. So
you get the Motor Enclave if you've never been there, which I have not. All those cars. Well, we're
going to showcase some cars also. So
then you get the drinks, the food, all that, and then the live auction, all that cool stuff.
Yeah, and if you have a bougie car that you think you want to show off, please get in touch with me, and there's still space for that. I'll light it up and make it look nice. And yeah.
And how do they get in touch with you?
They can you can put my it's DCon KAHN at bespoke and co FL like Florida.com.
And is it and spelled out?
Yeah, it's all spelled out. bespokeandcofl.com.
FL.com. All right. I'm going to put all that in the chat, guys, so you can get it there.
Those of you garage guys.
How did you enjoy the outdoor game?
It was exciting. I mean, it was cold, but being from the Northeast, I remember going out to, Eagles games and sitting in the cold and bringing my hot chocolate. And it was reminiscent of the old days. I moved down here for a reason. But all the worry was that the ice was going to be slush being in Florida. So we
it was too, we had to heat it up.
Yeah, we had to heat it up and shave the ice, which was crazy. I know that was nuts, but
you've been to a lot
experience.
Of events here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that the greatest sporting event you ever been to?
It was pretty exciting. I mean, they really pulled it off, and it was a unique event. All the others that are standards, and it's cool to have the Super Bowl here every now and then. But having season tickets and a lot of these events and seeing this one that was so unique was pretty cool, special.
And just selfishly, like when I was, because we pre-taped my pregame, and just being in the stadium and watching it up there and watching everybody react was like really cool. So I'm guessing you pretty much felt the same way when you saw them walk out.
Well, I did help to critique your Gasparilla outfit at the game the other night. So I think you really perfected the
you think I got it down?
The pirate R, and yeah, certainly.
It was
you could take over for Jane at Gasparilla if she ever wants to hand over that title.
Yeah, she can't get that pirate accent going like that. No way. All right, David. Hey, thanks so much for jumping in, man.
My pleasure.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Great to see
absolutely.
you.
Great to see you.
And great job on the suits, man.
Yeah,
that was
thank
really,
you.
really
That
cool.
was a lot
good
of
luck
fun.
on your event. I'll be there. And if you guys want to get involved, and I highly recommend it, I'll put the links out there, and you can Check it out.
Awesome. And if anyone does want to look like John Cooper, they can get in touch with me.
That's right.
I'll
You'll make
that
them a
happen
suit
too.
Yeah,
certainly.
Awesome. You do great work, by the way.
Thank
you
you.
do fantastic work.
Appreciate
if you're looking for a custom suit, folks, it's a no-brainer. All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, Brian Bradley live from Benchmark International Arena, hopefully, as I see him in the background. If this technology will work, we'll get it done. So quick break, back in 3. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week. So go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our Fanstream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond, from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Alberton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on Fanstream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on. Tim Ham not joining us this morning. He is having some health issues. Prayers going out to him. Nothing serious, we think. He did answer my text this morning, so I think we're good to go. Brian Bradley is out there at Benchmark International Arena. What's up, Brads? How are you, buddy?
Good, JP. Can you hear me okay? Everything okay?
Yeah, everything is great, man. I'm running the show myself, and I haven't screwed up too bad. So I got you on. You're on. Bunch of old heads working this technology. We're doing all right, partner. All right. How you doing?
Doing great. What a great weekend.
Man.
We can talk about what do you want to talk about first?
Let's start with the outdoor game. Let's start with the outdoor game. I don't know about you. I'm still buzzing about that. You can show the ice. That's cool. We love that. But man, that outdoor game, Brad's, that I think was the greatest sporting event in the history of Tampa Bay. I mean, the setup was amazing, and then the game. My God, I mean, where do you even start? Let's start with the goalie fight.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was it was unbelievable. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to our owners, Jeff Finnick, and Doug and Mark and stuff, guys like that. Steve Griggs, our CEO, who's been going after this for the last 7-8 years at least. Get the game here. The weather was fantastic. I mean, to start the Fan Fest area was unbelievable. I mean, I don't know if anybody got to go over the Fan Fest before the game, and then they have all the VIPs things over there. That was amazing. I heard that was over the top good compared to other places like Columbus the year before. They only had a small little area. Ours was probably had 20, 30,000 people in there or something like that. But it was over the top good. And then, the game, starting the game, the pregame warm-up, the whole thing against Boston, the way they came out. You know what? I got to talk about this because you know what? I thought this was absolutely awesome. I thought it was incredible. I did not know anything. Saw the guys on the bus coming out, and the Boston Bruins came out with the Patriots stuff on, all their different things. They came out, doing all that. And then to see the Lightning come out with Baker Mayfield and who was the other guy that came off the bus with him with Baker?
Tristan Wirfs. Yeah, Tristan Wirfs with the boombox.
With the boombox. And then seeing the Lightning players come out, and they came out of the bus with old Buck uniforms with helmets, their names on it, Kucherov, Bazzi, Hetty. I was like, oh my God, that was awesome. That, you know what? That just started the whole thing to be an unbelievable event. Just to see that, they go to the dressing room, they do all that. I mean, I thought it was incredible. And then, obviously the game, oh my God, score 11 seconds in. I mean, you know what? Hagen gets a goal, Kucherov gets a point. 11 seconds in, we're up 1-0. And then, you know what? The Bruins dominated the first period. They outshoot us 18-5. Played really good. We're down 3-1 after the first, I think. And then, anyways, we go down, 4-1, 5-1. It's not looking good. And then all of a sudden, we get a power play, maybe score a goal. And then there's a big altercation with Swayman, and Bazzi fights. Andre Vasilevsky, our goalie. And I saw him this morning. I said, Bazzi, I didn't know you were a lefty, man. You got him off guard. I said, are you going to box in the Olympics for Russia in the Olympics and in the U.S. in 2 years? Because that big left hand you got going there, maybe Sabres or Douglas taught you how to throw, but that changed the game. We were down 5-2. The fight got everybody going. The crowd was chanting Bazzi. It was just an unbelievable atmosphere there at the game. And then next thing you know, the Bruins they just destructed. I mean, you know what? They just started taking penalties after penalties after penalties. And you know what? Some of them were hand passed by Crawley and tripping penalties and hooking and all kinds of stuff. You're given the best power play in the league, one of the best ones over the last 5 years. That many opportunities, they're going to score. Next thing you know, we go get it back to 5-4. Go to the third period down 5-4. And I just saw McDonough. I said, Ryan, unbelievable pass to Cooch. That was a great game. I saw all the guys. They were it was just incredible to play. Brad's, it was fantastic. Asked Bazzi if he was going to box in the Olympics. He didn't. He said no. He said, no, Brad Dog.
He's done.
No, Brad Dog. No box for me. So, but anyways, so much fun to see all the guys here today talking about it. And then go to the third period. Ryan McDonough does a cross-ice pass from 100 feet or 50 feet, and Kucherov nails it into the top corner over Slayman. I mean, not many guys can do that shot. And then next thing you know, it's 5-5. We go to overtime. The only thing that was really crazy, JP, and, analyzing the game is go to overtime. They get called for a slashing penalty on Moser. The ref puts up his hand. They let the play go. I was talking to the guys on ESPN today because they're doing the game tonight, Ray Ferraro, and he said it was probably one of the greatest outdoor games they've ever watched. It was unbelievable. Yeah. But I said to Ray, what the hell happened? Like, why did they not blow the play? Like the whistle go off. I mean, they get a slashing penalty. Kucherov goes to the corner. I think Zadorov, the big Russian defenseman's in there. They stop skating. The play goes down the ice. He said the ref screwed up. They said he blew the whistle, but the other guy is letting him go. And then they go down and score a goal. It's like, that was just crazy to see. Like, was it a penalty? Was it a goal? What are we doing? And then, we get a penalty. They don't score. Then we go to a shootout. I mean, Babby goes unbelievable in the shootout. 3 for 3. Pasternak hits a post. And Jake Gensel. When Jake Gensel came out, I said he's 100% scoring.
Yeah.
He's just that good. No,
and he hit the post, and it goes in.
Yeah. Yeah. And then him and Braden Point on shootouts are unbelievable. When I saw Gensel come out, he's probably going to score 8 or 9 out of 10 times. So he's that good. You know what I mean? And he scored that goal. And then, Pasternak hits a crossbar post to go out. But unbelievable. What a game. What an amazing game, amazing event. You got to give the NHL, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Boston Bruins, all our staff, Steve Griggs and all his staff with Casey and Jeff and all the different people, Liz Frazier, they did an amazing job with this whole thing. Outdoor experience, greatest game ever, I think, to be played outdoor.
I think so too. Just the way the game went down, the whole setup, how it ended. I mean, it was just fantastic. And and Brad, you said the guys were talking about it this morning. How do you go from that to a regular season game? Now, it is an Atlantic Division collision with Buffalo tonight. It's an important 2 points because as hot as the Lightning have been, they've not been able to really put any space between themselves and the crowd because the Atlantic Division is all playing incredibly well. So this is a big game tonight. They've got to somehow put that one behind them. I don't know how you do that, and then focus on tonight and go play, right?
Yeah, you know what? Especially after such an amazing experience, and then a lot of the guys on our team are going to the Olympics coming up. So, I mean, you know what? It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, you know what? Buffalo. I mean, talk about Buffalo. I mean, don't know much about their team. I mean, they got Tage Thompson. They got, they've got some good defensemen. Owen Powers. They've got Alex Tuck up front. They've got some guys that can score, but they don't have that big name guy. Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Powers. They got the guy from Colorado who's a really good defenseman, Bo Byram. But you know what? Their record's really good. What are they, 31-18 for 69 points or something?
Yeah,
they're only
they're
like
5 points behind the Lightning. They're 5 points behind. They win tonight. They're 3. Yeah. See, we just did the math.
We got a couple games in hand. I mean, we got 74 points right now, but at the end of the day, Buffalo's right there. But don't know much about them. Lions played last night. I watched the game, not the whole game, but I mean, let's be honest with you. I mean, good news for us. They won last night. The bad news is they got outshot 42-20 in Florida. So that goalie, Lions must have stood on his head because that's a lot of shots to give up in a game, 42-20, and you win by 3. So I'm telling you right now, I mean, you know what? Good for us because they'll probably be, hey, we came to Florida. We lose to the Lightning. At least we got a game in Florida. So, you don't want to go 0-2 on the road. So our guys will be ready. They're playing really good. I mean, you got all the pieces to the puzzle here. It looks like Vazzy's playing tonight. He was on the ice earlier. Not everybody skated. Braden Point's on the ice. He will not be playing tonight.
What about Cirelli?
Cirelli did not skate. Hagel did not skate. Kucherov did not skate. And Gensel did not skate. Everybody else skated but those guys. But I don't think Cirelli's ready to go. I think he took a pretty hard hit by Kostelic. It was a blindside hit. Could have hurt him pretty good. I don't know how he is, but I don't think he's playing tonight. The other thing is we got Curtis Douglas and Sabres are up right now. I think both those guys are going tonight. The top two guys are good. get ready for Florida on Thursday. But
there we go. I was just going to say they're warming up for the Florida match on Thursday. Yeah, there
I
we
think
go.
they called Sabres up. Sabres got called up last night or this morning. Now he got called up Monday night. And then Curtis Douglas, he told me he's in today. So he's going.
All right.
I like it because, Boston had some tough guys here running around, you know what, taking some whacks at our guys, even after the goal. I mean, the hit on Cirelli was kind of dirty by Kostelic a bit. And then, after Bjorkstrand scored a goal, Kostelic cross-checked him right in the hip. That's like an intent to injure, you know what I mean? So that's why the game got out of control. Guys are taking some cheap shots at our star players or top players. And you know what? We don't have anybody out there. That's why sometimes you've got to have guys that can fight in the lineup. I know it's not exactly what John Cooper like all the time, but from a player's point of view, you know what? If I know I got guys out there that can protect me in case shit hits the fan or whatever you want to say, that's a good thing. Because you know what? You don't want to have guys running you all game and nobody doing anything. That's not fun.
No, not at all. But this team has proven that they can go physically toe-to-toe with anybody in the league now that we have the big boys and Sabres up. So we can go with anybody, and that's good to protect your stars because I think that was something that this team needed, quite frankly. And I'm glad they went out and got Douglas and Sabres and not that the guys couldn't defend themselves, but it's good to have that threat, right? To know that one of those guys can cut. If you're going to take a shot at our stars, then your stars are going to pay for it, right?
Yeah, no, 100%, JP, because you know what? You just can't have guys running around taking shots at our guys and having injuries. And you know what? The other team knows there's no one on that team that can fight. Yeah, like Hagen can fight, and, like Braden Point's a hell of a fighter. I mean, but, Carl gets in there once in a while, and I like the way he jumps in there and fights, but they're not true heavyweights. There's guys out there that will hurt them, in a fight, and guys are running. Dominic James, the other game, he's not going to fight. So, at the end of the day, you know what? I like when we have some toughness in the lineup because, you know what? Guys play bigger. Guys play tougher. They know that Kucherov and Gensel and Cirelli and Hagel and Braden Point, guys like that. When there's guys like that in the lineup, they play tougher. They're like, you know what? You want to play around with us? Here's the guys right here. So, you know what? You can't do that anymore to us. And you know what? People say it doesn't matter. It does matter. I'm telling you right now, it does matter. It makes a difference.
Well, Brads, we got to, turn the page from the outdoor game to what this team is doing now. 17-1-1 since mid-December. I mean, it's just incredible. We'll see if they can keep it going tonight. But what, is this Olympic break coming at a good time? It give the guys the rest, or when you're hot like this, do you just want to keep playing?
Well, I mean, right now, you'd probably want to keep playing the way they are. They're hot as a firecracker. But, at the end of the day, we have 11 guys going to play. Hopefully guys come back without any injuries because, that's going to happen, guys. I'm telling you right now, something, it's going to happen. I mean, you're going to go there. You start next Thursday. You play Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday, back home. You're like gone for 10 days. Yeah. And you're going to play like 5 or 6 games. It's a lot of wear and tear to travel and do that. So, you know what? I like our team. A lot of veteran guys, a lot of guys that are going to be well rested, a lot of guys that are playing in the Olympics. I think the pace of the play of the Olympics is going to be super fast, like almost like Stanley Cup games. So I think when the guys come back, especially our guys coming back, our 11 guys coming back, they're going to be at a different pace coming back. I mean, the good news for us is Kucherov and Babby can't go because Russia is not in the Olympics. So they're going to be well rested. And you know what? If I had to pick 2 guys that want to be well rested, those are my 2 guys.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I don't want to get Kuch hurt. And we don't want to get Vassy hurt or, obviously with Vassy's back and the issues that he's had, the more rest he gets in the middle of the season, the better. So this could be a blessing in disguise for him. No question
100%.
about it. So hopefully they'll just be hot when they come back. I mean, it's not like they're going to forget how to play. They've developed, a way to play now with these younger kids. They're faster. They're keeping it simple defensively, and they're doing a hell of a job. And one last question. Obviously, Hedman wanted to play in the outdoor game. It's clear he's not 100% yet, and he's still coming back. So what are your thoughts on Hedman, how he played, and how they're going to work him back in?
Well, you know what I mean, JP. I mean, Victor Hedman is going to be going to the Olympics for Sweden. He's going to have his jersey to the rafters one day, Lightning Hall of Fame, NHL Hall of Fame, all the above. He's a world-class player. I mean, you know what? You got to remember, I think he played 10 minutes and 21 seconds of the game. But at the end of the day, what Victor Hedman brings to the lineup is just his experience, is smart. He makes great plays. The problem is with Victor Hedman right now, he's not in game shape. He's missed 22 games.
Right.
That's a lot of games, guys. When you miss 22 games in the NHL, that's probably like missing almost half a season or more in football. And you're coming back and guys are in game shape. They're ready to go. He's just not in game shape where he wants to be. He's missed 2.5 to 3 months. 22 games is almost 2 months of hockey. So, I mean, he's just going to have to work his way. His minutes will increase. I guarantee you by Thursday against Florida, he'll be up around 20 minutes. But I think John Cooper's being smart. He's looking at his minutes, time on ice. And, you know, Hedman will gradually work from 10 minutes to 12, 14, 15 minutes up to like 18 to 20 minutes in the next few games just to get back ready to go. But you know what? He makes smart plays. He's a world-class player. And you know what? I mean, you know what? He's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll get his legs back in the Olympics and get a little bit sharper. So when he comes back, he'll be ready to go full force, and that's great for the Lightning. So
For sure.
All right, good stuff, Brads. Appreciate you jumping on this morning as usual.
Yeah.
Great look at the arena. Can't wait to be back there with you guys tonight. And I'm sure we'll be celebrating the Stadium Series. A Lightning Vision will have a beautiful video retrospective of the outdoor game. We're probably going to play that, I'm guessing, in the first period. And I'll be able to. We'll probably do something on the pregame as well. It's going to be a nice back check looking back. Absolutely.
Oh, it'll be great. You know, like I said, we play Buffalo tonight, which we haven't seen all season. So, you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing what Buffalo has. I mean, good news is they won last night, so they'll be happy with the win. But, you know what? Then we play the Panthers on Thursday. I can't wait for that one.
That's going to be good.
Bring those guys on. I want to see
gets better and better.
Let's see how tough he plays against Sabres and some of these guys. Let's bring him on. Yeah. Okay, bring it on.
All right, Brads. Love you, brother. Thanks for jumping on.
Bye, buddy.
All right, see ya. The great Brian Bradley right there. All right, Lightning and Sabres tonight. Yeah, ESPN's doing the game again, so the crew just stay here. Must be loving this weather. All right, the governor's talking right now.
But then we also need to make sure that people can get in and out, and so we do that typically on any of these big projects, and so we'll be looking to help with that. Yes.
Governor, how can we get the bullet train from Orlando to come from Miami to Orlando to come to this door as far as Florida's bullet train? And
I love that question.
Improvements for this vital area.
Well, I mean, you know, the Bright Line train, as I think most people here know, you know, that's a private funded enterprise. And I think if you look at that, it's something that a lot of people who've ridden it in South Florida like. I think it's a high quality product, but it's also something that, you know, if the government were to do that, we would hemorrhage money, right? And so I always say, look, you guys, if you do it, great. And I know they're interested in doing it. I'm not sure what the financing would look like on that, but I think the question is you know, is Brightline, the parent company, are they going to, you know, be willing to put money up to?
Can you guys hear that?
Get that train over. I mean, I know that they have it going to the airport, and then the question is like, do you do Convention Center, Disney, and then
all right, we'll take a break from that. Talking about the Bright Line coming in, and what I'm hearing at the Bright Line, I think that's still 2 or 3 years away. They've got it set up where, and then light rail from downtown, from the central station there. It's supposed to be some light rail going from downtown Tampa out to the airport, and probably to the West Shore area. And obviously with the Sportsplex now, with the Rays and the Bucks right there, you would want that track to go right through the Sportsplex and stop there. So I can see, you know, hopefully in 2029 when this thing opens, there's some light rail that would accompany it. And that would take care of a ton of the parking and in and out issues. Imagine all the different stops that you could go to and park at. And those would basically be satellite parking lots for the baseball stadium and the football stadium. How cool is that? You know, in the whole area, you know, as a entertainment destination. Yeah. So you guys who've been watching this, Danny Boy says, per Tally Bowl, baseball belongs in Tampa Bay. Baseball can succeed in Tampa Bay. So here you have Governor DeSantis, who grew up in Pinellas County in Dunedin, championing baseball, staying here in Tampa Bay, as we've said from day one, with this particular ownership group. being connected to the governor, that helps immensely. And really, it has positioned them to get this property right in the middle of South Tampa and Tampa proper, and in the middle of the market. More importantly, right next to the airport. Put light rail in there. I mean, that's just fantastic. Richie P says rail hemorrhaging money so much that Rick Scott invested in it. That's just weird. He kills our bullet train with federal funding and then invests in that. What the hell? John Hill says the governor just finished his comments. Now MLB commissioner is speaking. Both stated MLB belongs in Tampa Bay. There we go. I mean, what else? Here's another one. Major League Baseball belongs in Tampa Bay. That support has been clear and unwavering. Manfred at the Rays presser today. This is awesome. This is really freaking awesome. This is from Go Millionaire, watching DeSantis right now. Really, really good so far. Sorry, have to split away over there for a little. That's fine, guys. Keep me posted. Have you on my phone simultaneously. I love that. Yes. Dual screens. Danny Boy says there will be questions about needing subsidies. Old deal, St. Pete, $2.4 billion versus new deal. City, state might also have their say, better or worse. Spoiler, better. Yeah, of course. This is a much better deal for everybody. That thing in St. Pete was a humongous boondoggle for Stu, and he's still good at it. We dodged a bullet with that, folks, because if Stu goes forward with that, we have a poorly located stadium still, and probably, you know, by the price tag, not a very nice one. So, and we'd still have that crappy ass owner. Danny Boy says this is an opening offer from the Rays, and it's asking a lot. Covering cost overruns, maintenance, and repairs is a substantial promise. Yeah, I think, you know, just from the bones of this deal, which we've been talking about for a year now, this is a really good public-private partnership, just like they did in Atlanta. So, yeah, really, really good stuff. All right, I will, let's take a break, and then I'm going to, you know, zero in on this. DeSantis is still talking, so I'll get some more talking points from him. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get to all of your comments. And then Ken Hagen is expected to join us. Obviously, since this started late, he might not be able to join us today. And if he doesn't, then we'll have him on tomorrow. But we're still hoping to grab him on in the second hour. So don't go anywhere. We're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Make sure you get your flood insurance. Make sure you get your business insurance. Make sure you shop your insurance. Give them a call. Great customer service. Folks that speak English, a human will answer the phone, speak really good English, and you'll be able to talk to them about all of your different insurance products, and hopefully they can find some discounts for you. They usually do, and save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and make sure that you're fully insured. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. All right, quick break. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted #3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. Rob Manfred is now talking, so I'm going to try to get that audio for you here. We can't do the stream, but I'll try to get the audio.
All right, well, thanks, everybody. I know there's going to be more news to come in the ensuing days, weeks, and months, but I want to thank everyone with the Tampa Bay Rays for their commitment to Tampa Bay. I want to thank President Atwater for his vision about how Hillsboro College can take it to the next level. And thanks to Commissioner of Baseball for coming down here and for really caring about baseball in this area. So thanks, everybody.
All right, it's Ron DeSantis who was leading this. Once again, this was an event that we broke the story on, although we weren't given any credit for that, but that's okay. A couple weeks ago, and it came to fruition today with the governor leading this more than anything. And again, this is something, he just said this while we're in break about the previous ownership group. He was asked about that. And while he didn't want to dump on him, it was like, it's clear that this group, we wanted to talk about this group has vision. And this group really cares about the community. You can read between the lines here. He mentioned the split city plan and kind of scoffed at that and said that's not what the community needed. And again, that was one of the, that's when the previous regime said St. Pete is not a major league city. People forget that. I don't, and constantly dumped on St. Pete. Said it couldn't support a team. Then of course when they threw $2.4 billion at him, he's like, "Oh, St. Pete's the place." But I don't want to go too far into those days are done. And what DeSantis was saying and Rob Manfred was saying about this group has the community's best interest in mind. They have the wherewithal to get this done. I mean, look at the framework of this agreement. They're saying we're paying at least 50% plus cost overruns and everything else. And the difference, as they pointed out in this group, in this press conference, is these guys can actually get it done. And that's what we've been telling you for quite some time. And this is thrilling. This is absolutely thrilling to hear Rob Manfred and Ron DeSantis say baseball belongs in Tampa Bay. And again, folks, these are some very powerful political people. And now the city and the county are going to be asked to vote on these particular initiatives, none of which are going to take away from any of the resources they currently have to serve their constituents. All of this funding will be coming from basically this mixed-use project. Property taxes that will be generated, sales taxes that will be generated, a rental car tax, bed tax, all these things that are specifically earmarked for tourism and developments and stadiums and things like this. So it'll be interesting to see how the negative people spin this. But for me, I just, I don't see how you can't get excited about this. And this is a day that has long been coming. And again, all the negativity and the issues were stew issues. They weren't, Tampa did a great job back in the day in some very bad circumstances, quite frankly. They only had 6 months to get their financial plan together because of the way the whole thing went down. And there was an open window for who was the mayor at the time? I'm forgetting. Was it Kreisman? I think it was Kreisman, who was smart enough to say, listen, because he knew Stu was never going to build a stadium there. And he said, no, go to Hillsborough and I'll be able to build something amazing here. And had his, had Mayor Kreisman's had a whole deal set up there with Tropicana Field because he knew the Rays were leaving. And he knew Major League Baseball did not want the stadium there. He knew the whole thing. Mayor Welsh came in and ripped that all up and thought he could save the Rays. And we told him it's not going to work. You don't know who you're dealing with. And, gave them everything they could possibly give them, and it still didn't work. So now they're back to square one. Kreisman would have had that thing done by now. And it would be throwing off billions of dollars in revenue for the city of St. Pete, not costing them billions of dollars. And here we sit. And by the way, Tropicana Field, probably we would never have had the whole issue of the hurricane. So anyway, the bottom line is what's happening here today is amazing. And finally, we have a spot. It's a great spot. It's not perfect. It has, they all have a little bit of warts. But in terms of financially getting it done, the central proximity, the egress in and out already established by Raymond James Stadium, parking, to find 110 acres in the middle of Tampa is almost impossible. And putting it on state land brings all those state resources into it. And Ron DeSantis is obviously a huge champion of this particular deal. And outgoing governor wants to get something like this done as part of his legacy. A $6 billion mixed use with a stadium right in the middle of it to create this huge sportsplex. How are you negative about this? I guess, they'll be, I'm sure John Romano will find a way. I'm sure John Hill will be able to do an op-ed piece that bitches and moans about it. But you know what? It's not going to matter. They can bitch and moan all they want. This thing is happening. It's freaking happening. And I wonder if John Romano is going to recant on that. Andre Alday said, Rick Kreisman. Kreisman was smart. He knew what was going on. I've talked to him about this. He knew what Stu was all about. They could have, and Manfred finally figured it out. And Manfred's a huge champion of Tampa Bay. We owe a great debt of gratitude to Rob Manfred, who's really championed Tampa and has wanted this because he knows. Listen, and Orlando, I have nothing against Orlando. I live there part-time, hopefully not for long. But it's a beautiful city, but it's not a baseball town. And they don't, and everybody says, oh, Orlando has FU money. No, they don't. All that money is committed to the convention center, which they're going to double the size of and renovate, and Camping World Stadium. They don't have FU money. They have $1 billion in commitments for what? $1 billion to go to a stadium? Well, then they're going to have to buy into the ownership group. What ownership group is going to want to give up half their equity to build a stadium when they don't have to? So you can talk about Orlando all you want. Listen, if it doesn't get done, then it'll be their turn. But I don't see how this doesn't get done unless something pops up that is unforeseen. With all this positive momentum, it's a great financing plan, in my opinion. Yeah, I love it. Lonnie Wilkins, Orlando is an outlet mall city. Don't be mean. Home of the rat. Yeah, I mean, the people over there, Barry Larkin and some of the people I've talked to over there that are within the group, you know, they're good people and they're well-meaning and they want an expansion team. They're not going to get an expansion team. They're not going to put one 70 miles away from Tampa Bay Rays. They're not. And there's just going to be used as leverage like we were for many years for these other expansion teams to get more money. So Danny Boy said today's presser ended Orlando once and for all. Yeah, well, they'll still bitch and moan. Some of the weirdos on social media. Magic Guru talking to you. Mr. King says, my only fear is that the Bucks will come in at the 11th hour and use all their leverage to destroy a deal. Yeah, you know, you're right. That's the only thing that can impact this. And that would be really wrong of them. You know, they've had plenty of time to come to the city and county and make their plans known for the lease. I don't think they're going anywhere. You know, maybe they have some deal with some other city that's going to build them a brand new stadium. I don't know. But I don't see that happening. I don't think the NFL wants to leave this market. I don't think the Bucks want to leave this market. That would be crazy. And they can, you know, they're very wealthy. They can finance a lot of it themselves. Like the Miami Dolphins owner did, Stephen Ross. Andre Alladay says the new Tampa Rays Stadium at HCC site in Tampa will happen. I agree with you. We've been saying it all along. All right. We may get Ken Hagen as I check my phone. We may or may not get him today as that just wrapped up. I'm sure he's doing a lot of local media right now. And hopefully we'll get him after that. Richie P says, this past weekend showed the governor, ownership, and local politicians, they can sell this to the community. Different sports, sure, but pack stands mean something. Yeah, I said that on the Lightning post-game show. Look what Tampa Bay can do. Look what we can do. I mean, that was the greatest outdoor game in history. We've hosted Super Bowls. We've hosted national championship games, knocked it out of the freaking park. Final Fours. You know what all those things have that the Rays stadium situation don't have? They don't have Stu Sternberg involved. Stu Sternberg could never have pulled off that outdoor game because he's all about himself and putting money in his pocket. Jeffrey Vinnick was about, let's make Tampa Bay shine. Let's put the money back into the event, into the rink, the accoutrement, the fan fest, all that stuff that was surrounding that. You don't have to spend money on, but he did. And when Rob Higgins and all the great stuff that he has created at the Tampa Sports Commission, this was one of them, and the Super Bowls and all those things that we've done, we can handle this stuff. We're great at it. In fact, the only issue about the stadium has always been Stu Sternberg, not Tampa, not St. Pete, not us. It's him. With him out of the way, this is what you get. The governor, the city everyone coming together. Can you not see that? All this negative, oh, we couldn't get it done. They couldn't. It's not us. I've been telling you guys this forever. It ain't us. It was him. And now that Manfred stepped up and forced him to sell the team and got him out of the way, look what's happening. The governor shows up. Manfred shows up. We get a beautiful site right next to Raymond James Stadium, right in the middle of the market. Now we got the state coming together, the county, the city, everybody's suddenly coming together. Wonder why. Yeah, we got this. Yeah. Mike H says, with all the attention today, they should have unveiled the renderings. Yeah, I'd hope to see the renderings. I'll admit, I was wrong on that. I was told we'd have renderings. No renderings today. I don't know why they decided not to, frankly, but they're coming. They're coming quick. So we didn't get renderings, but that's okay. They'll be coming soon. Go Millionaire says not one got upset about Water Street. Don't see the reason to be negative. Yeah. And people say, well, we didn't pay. Yeah, you did. There was a lot of public money that went into Water Street. but there was a lot more private money that went into Water Street. Again, public-private partnerships that work together and work well together. If everybody wants to work together and is being honest and has integrity, this is what we can do. When one of the parties has none of that stuff and wants everything for themselves, there you go. Renderings coming in the upcoming days, like Babby and the governor stated. Okay, so there you go. I wanted to wait. I think probably what they decided was with the governor's office that if they put the renderings out there, then that would just steal the entire show from Hillsboro College. I mean, so I get that. So now they'll have a separate press conference to do the renderings. And that's good because we can, that's probably good because we can start to get some positivity going. Tomorrow, the Hillsborough County Commission will be meeting. This will be on the agenda. They'll have discussion on that. I texted with Ken, do we need to get there and support it publicly and speak at it? He said, nah, let's hold our gunpowder until we need it. This is not, there'll be times, there'll be other open meetings when we get the renderings, we get some other stuff that we'll be able to get some of those things. So what else we got here? Go Millionaire says, wow, what a presser. Haven't been this excited since Mr. Vinnick bought the Bolts. Huh? How about that? What else we got? I'm kind of going backwards here, boys, so I apologize. Danny Boy says, I'd like to see that airport rail line expand from the rental car station to the Tampa Sports Complex and ultimately to the Brightline station in the Ybor area. I think that's kind of a no-brainer, right? Right? I think that's coming. I mean, why would you not? Why would you not? And we desperately are in need of that, especially with the traffic around Tampa right now is just brutal. And, if there was something like that, I would use it all the time. If I could get from West Shore to downtown in, 5 to 10 minutes and didn't have to worry about parking. I mean, imagine going to Lightning games. And then for God's sakes, why don't we expand it across the freaking Howard Franklin? It was built, the new expansion was built to hold rail. So let's go. Let's get that done. That's something that the state could put in that would really, really help. You imagine being able to pick up some light rail in downtown St. Pete and all the way up, 4th Street, that takes you right across into downtown Tampa, stop at the Tampa Sportsplex, onto downtown to Benchmark Arena. I mean, come on. Let's get this done too. We'll be a big boy city. Then we're like a big boy city. Rick, good morning to you. Said after hearing the MLB commissioner support the Tampa Bay area, John Morgan announced how great Tampa is and that the Rays should be here forever. Yeah. He's a politician. He's going to go with the wind. Yeah, I fully support it. Mike H said they brought him in to work with FAA, not on height restrictions near the airport. Yeah, they brought in one of the airport executives to help work with the airport. Part of this land obviously is right next to the airport, height restrictions, but not, it's not rightly direct into the east-west runway, which is rarely used, but was used this weekend. Richie P says, for those worried about St. Pete, don't imagine spinning your wheels and instead of mud, it being tax dollars. St. Pete has a world-renowned investor that will bring that gas plant district to life. Yeah, folks, we've said this forever. And in my conversations with the mayors over the year, Baker and Kreisman and all of them, they knew that the Rays were leaving. They just wanted to get that thing done and start rebuilding that. And it should be done by now. And that's one of the other sins of the past ownership group is he held up development there for a decade. Imagine what the construction costs now are going to be for a convention center that they could have built years and years and years ago. It's criminal, absolutely criminal. And that's why when we're doing these, tributes to Stu on the way out, get out of here. What he cost this community, unbelievable. What else we got? Lonnie Wilkins says, just lost my Lighter League team hat and put my Rays cap on today. Yeah, baby. Absolutely. Thomas Casper says, anyone finding a negative in this press conference has their head up their arse. Well, it's coming. Cue the Romano column, the John Hill column coming your way soon. Casper says DeSantis is talking about building the traffic infrastructure right now. Was there any mention, Thomas, of light rail? I know I did hear the one comment about the Bright Line. That was kind of nothing in terms of light rail here. So, Mr. King says, just like the MTA in Atlanta, the MARTA goes right to the area arena and the stadium. Well, the MARTA does not go to the baseball stadium yet. But yeah, it goes right into downtown, like literally stops right next to Mercedes-Benz Dome and the what used to be Phillips Arena. I don't know what they call it now. Yeah, so you can get on it, and I did it many times, get on it in Buckhead or anywhere in Atlanta and take it right down to the games. Yeah, it's so easy. It's great for sporting events. It's really, really good for sporting events. Richie P says, rail hemorrhaging money so much that Rick Scott. Oh, yeah, we already did that one. Sorry. What else we got here? David Terry, good morning to you. Great to meet you and your lovely wife. Epic game, best event ever been to. Yeah, talking about the outdoor game. What else we got here? This is an opening offer from the Rays, and it's asking a lot. No, not really. Covering cost overruns, maintenance, and repairs is a substantial promise. Yeah, I agree. Ken Babby spoke, by the way. I wasn't able to hear him, but you know, I just could see him, and I love the fact that he jumps up there. He's got all his energy, smiling. You know, just what a great face on the franchise, especially compared to the old one. Mr. King says, good morning, JP. I've decided to be positive today. Attaboy. Positive the Bucks and FSU will suck. Unfortunately, you're dead on. Hey, we got rid of Gus, though. Not that we went out and got a real OC, but whatever. Andre Alday says, prayers to Bruce Arians for a successful surgery. Yes, Bruce is having open heart surgery on Friday, and we wish him the best. The fact that it's, you know, scheduled and everything means it's not like an emergency situation. So hopefully everything goes well. And yeah, because he is a absolute treasure, and still doing a lot of great stuff in our community. Alejandro Noriega, good morning to you. Said, what time is the city council meeting tomorrow? And is it public where we can create a group of people to come voice our opinions, explain to them why this is such a good thing and why this group is not Stu? I love that, man. Yeah, we're going to call on you. And as I said, I texted with Hagen earlier about that. And he said tomorrow, he really appreciated it. As I told him, I said, we'll bring some people. He said, yeah, let's wait for another one. So I guess tomorrow's not the one, Alejandro, but we'll put something together. 100%. We'll go as a group. How's that? Nathan Stout says, build a new stadium now. In 2008, the Rays could have built a stadium for $450 million. In 2018, it was $850 million. And now it's $2 billion. 5 years from now, it's going to be $2 billion will look like a steal. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get it done. And listen, if this group owned the team in 2018, that Ybor deal would have been done 100%. But I kind of like the Sportsplex idea. I liked Ybor. I thought that was a great place, and I think it would have been great. Ybor Harbor would have been fantastic, but boy, that was really, really going to be hard to do. Limited space, and the construction, preparing that land would have taken a long, long time. What else we got here? Andre Alday said, I'm in Tampa. I didn't see any snow flurries, but there were reports of it far south as Fort Myers. I didn't see any snow. I got up a couple times and looked and thought I did at one point, but I did not see any, but it's cool. Andre Alday says, Brody Brazil is at it again with this video that the Rays owners are asking $1 billion to help build the new stadium. You know, it's funny. I love Brody, but the way you phrase things, you know, it's one of the key reasons he knows how to get a lot of views. And yeah, because that's going to piss people off. But if you say, hey, it's a mixed use project that the public puts in $1 million, they put in $6 billion, and the public gets there, you know, the public money helps get things going and get it started in infrastructure. And then we have this beautiful stadium and everything around it that we get to enjoy, and the public gets their money back. That's not, you're not going to get a lot of clicks with that, right? Can't piss people off. It's this funny thing. It's called truth and information. Yeah, but that gets me excited. I don't know about you guys. The earliest, if they move quickly, says Danny Boyd, that shovels could be in the ground would be by opening day. As for Brody, it's rehashed info. Yeah, it normally is. There's no new reporting there. All right. Anything else we need to get to here today? You guys keep commenting. I'll come back to it. Somebody asking about Timmy. I mentioned it earlier. He texted me last night, said he was going to the hospital. But he did text me some stuff this morning, so he's doing well, or at least enough to text. So that's good. I'll have some updates on social media later today. Andre Allday says the Lightning coach's suits look like Michael Jackson's suit on that "You Rock My World" video. I know, so good. Here's a Bucks question. Smooth Seminole, good morning to you. Says, hey, JP, what are your thoughts on the Bucks tight end room? The Rams run a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. Otten is a liability in the run game. Do you draft the blocking tight end? I think you work with the guys you have, but I think you might want to add to the room. And Cade's a free agent. If we trade him out for somebody better, I'm all for it. Love him. Great dude. I think he's above average. Baker likes working with him, but we could probably upgrade there. I mean, I don't want to draft one with the first overall pick. It just depends on what we get done in free agency, to be quite honest, but we need one. It would be awesome to have an inline tight end that could also catch. They're hard to find. Andre Allday says, if the Rays move to Orlando, they'll lose a lot of money in support, and the new owners don't want that. This is the thing that people overlook. The Rays, and this is what Rob Manfred does not overlook because he knows what the hell he's doing. The Rays have built 30 years of fan base here. Okay? In Orlando, you would have the initial excitement, but in building a fan base takes decades. And we've already got 30 years invested here. Kids have grown up as Rays fans. That's important. That's vitally important to sustain success. And this is why Orlando won't get a team, even an expansion team, in my opinion, because there's no data that suggests that these 70 million viewers or tourists, what they have every year, are going to go to baseball games. There's none. So you can say that, but we don't know. All right, we're going to take a break. I'm getting a message here from Ken Hagen, so I will share that on the way back. And keep your comments coming. We'll get to that. So hopefully we can get Ken on the other side. Quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at Pitch Roofing, one of our new sponsors, Pitch Roofing. Pitchroofing.com is where you can find their page. And here's a great deal. If you get a roof estimate from Pitch Roofing, you'll get in the drawing for 2 of their Lightning tickets in the Mark, which is the all-inclusive club, liquor, beer, wine, incredible food, anything you would ever want. They got carving stations, Italian food stations, Mexican food stations, barbecue. The brisket barbecue they have is absolutely amazing. Desserts, charcuterie, chicken tenders, of course, all kinds of incredible food in the Mark. So you can get in for 2 tickets to the Mark if you get a roofing estimate from Pitch Roofing. Great folks over there. And one of the things I love about them is they always tell you to get 2 or 3 estimates and make sure they're one of them. Because when they come out, they're not just going to give you an estimate for the roof and ask you, hey, we're going to give the lowest bidder here and we want the job. No, that's a red flag. There's lots of those guys that are going to rip you off. Pitch Roofing does not do that. Look at their 5-star reviews. Great folks over there. So go to pitchroofing.com and have them come out and give me an estimate on a new roof. I think we have Mr. Hagen here right now. So let's go to him. Ken, can you hear me?
Hey, buddy, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Perfect. Yes, I do. I've got you. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you jumping on. We were just getting ready to go to break, but this is even better. How are you? I caught a little bit of the meeting, and it looks super positive. What were your thoughts on what you saw today?
I am extremely encouraged by today's press event This is the, I've been at this like you for 16 years or so, and this is the first time that a governor has publicly come out in support for a Rays ballpark. And he was very adamant about baseball being in Tampa Bay. He said that Tampa Bay deserves baseball, and baseball will succeed here. And so I don't know how you cannot be really encouraged by today's event.
Yeah, I'm. That's what wasn't even there for the whole thing, but I'm getting reports on Twitter. I know everybody who listens to this show, and you've been so kind to come on. You've kept us abreast of this for so long, so a lot of it was not new to you. Could you just kind of go over the financing things that were at kind of leaked out yesterday? And it's a lot of what we've been talking about, but it's still a lot of people need to be educated on this, Ken, as far as how this taxing structure will work. Can you go over that a little bit?
Yeah. First of all, I want to be upfront in that negotiations have not formally begun. We've still been in a fact-finding mode, collecting information. We're still waiting on a couple bits of their development performance stuff before we can really start to sit down and negotiate. But we're looking at a number of sources, most of which would be paid for by tourists and by visitors of either the ballpark or the development. That with likely some CIT funding that was not available during our last several attempts. And one thing I want to stress that any CIT funding would not come from any project that was already planned or anything of that nature. So it wouldn't, again, we wouldn't remove any already planned project. Probably those sources in creating a CRA, a similar type model as before, where the development that occurs, part of that goes into, would go into the to help pay for the ballpark. It's the but-for model. But for this ballpark, none of this development would occur.
Right.
And as an example, the area HCC site sits into the Drew Park CRA, and we established that in 2006. And 20 years later, it barely generates any revenue at all because there's been absolutely no growth in this area. So when you know that, and then you see the vision of what will be built there, and then you get a better understanding of the revenue that will be generated and the growth that will occur, it's hard to push back on the but-for model because it wouldn't happen. It hasn't happened 20 years.
Right.
So
right.
it's likely not going to happen for another 20 years.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it would be based. But candidly, we have not gotten to the point where we've sat down and say, okay, here's what we've come up with. But we're getting real close. And that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks, I can tell you.
All right, beautiful. So we'll get to that another time. Let's focus more on what happened today. And, and I think this is a monumental day. And to your point, we've never had a governor come here and say all these great things. And having him as kind of spearheading today's announcement, what does that mean in terms of political will for county and city commissioners? I would guess that it means that, you've got some powerful people working on this that want it to happen. So it gives you a lot of momentum here locally as well. Is that true?
I think the impact of the governor being supportive of being here today is immeasurable because, again, that's never happened. And when you have the leader of the state in support of this partnership, in support of this ownership group, and again, the state and the team have not finalized what their commitment will be, but let's start with the land, which when it's fully developed is going to be worth quite a bit when you consider infrastructure improvements and improvements to HCC and different things that are going to happen there. The state's going to be involved in this. Again, they've never been involved in one of our ballpark efforts. So the fact that the state's involved, the governor's supportive, really, we have a lot of momentum right now, and I'm certainly encouraged.
What did you hear from Rob Manfred? I mean, we've never had a governor and the commissioner here touting a project either together. What did you hear from him that you liked?
Well, he reinforced what he has told me privately through the years, that Tampa Bay was a very important market for Major League Baseball. He is extremely supportive of this particular ownership group, which I also knew that, but he pointed out the difference between this group and the previous group is that there's considerable local and state investors as part of the ownership group. Again, that didn't happen before. So he was extremely positive, both when I got a chance to speak with him before the actual event and then during the event. But it really complimented what Governor Sanders said. And it's really hard, not to be encouraged and optimistic when you hear such strong support from both the governor and Commissioner Manfred.
Ken Hagan joining us now, Hillsborough County Commissioner, been point man for getting the Rays over in Tampa Bay. I don't think I've heard you this giddy in a while. I mean, you really, because it's been such a long slog. I mean, today is kind of a demarcation point, I think, where we've gone from, I really think this is going to work to damn, it's going to work. I mean, it's going to work. What's behind that optimism?
Well, first of all, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say, several times I got a few, chills throughout the conference just for, how confident and how, frankly, energetic it makes me feel to hear Commissioner and the governor and Ken Babby, one of the owners, and my buddy Dr. Atwater from HCC all speak in support of this project. And having worked on this for so long and thought we had a chance several other times,
yeah,
I can tell you I've never felt as confident as I am right now. Again, I got to preface that by saying that obviously the devil's in the details, and we haven't laid out the exact framework. And once that happens, the naysayers and the haters will certainly jump on board, and there'll be blood in the water at that point.
Yeah.
But again, the fact that there's so much support from the public sector, from the governor, from a lot of the ownership group, and frankly the business community as well. I think when that continues to increase, and it really provides support, I think, for the elected officials to know that, I mean, there are folks out there that are always going to oppose this. They'd oppose it if we were giving them $1 or if we were paying for the whole thing. It doesn't matter. They just don't want to hear anything about it. They don't see the value in sports. They don't see the value of the development. And so you really just have to discount those folks and try and appeal to those that see the big picture, can appreciate a generational project that is transformative and will be the biggest project, in Hillsborough County's history.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could combine Water Street, you could combine Midtown, and probably a couple other projects, and collectively they wouldn't add up to the economic impact of this project.
And these guys, the $2.3 billion price tag that was leaked out, I was told that was kind of a misunderstanding, and that Eric Hart, who's quoted in that, was like, no, that's not a solid number. It could end up being that, but nobody knows what the number is right now. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's not a solid number. That number has come up in our discussions. We are certainly going to do our best to value engineer that number, and we have our team of folks that analyze the development, analyze the ballpark numbers. We did it for the last couple of efforts as well, and just to have some checks and balances, because you never assume that what the private sector is proposing, irrespective of what the project is, you don't just take the numbers and agree to it. You have to do your own due diligence and check all the boxes and see if they add up, and so that could potentially be a little bit lower. God forbid it's higher. Certainly, I hope not, but it's not firm by any means.
Right. What did you hear from Ken Babby?
I tell you, I don't know if I've met a more optimistic person
I know.
in my life.
I just said that. I said I couldn't even hear him talking, but just when he gets up there, his smile and his nonverbal, like this guy's he's the face of the franchise from the ownership standpoint. That's a huge upgrade.
I mean, I'll start with he's extremely disarming, number one, but he's just so optimistic, so confident. And I even told our county administrator several weeks ago in one of the discussions, and we're going back and forth, and I said, Bonnie, this guy makes me feel more confident about it. I mean, he has that impact and that influence, and it's genuine. I mean, some people, may come across that way, but it's not sincere, it's not genuine.
Right.
But I 100% believe what he's saying, and it's hard not to embrace this really once in a lifetime project, especially when you have leaders like Ken Babby. And on a personal note, he said that I could tell you that he's looking to getting together with you soon. So just know that as well.
Oh, awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. I can't wait, Ken. Can't wait to have you on our podcast.
And again, both I spoke with Ken and Patrick beforehand, and both are so genuinely appreciative of your efforts through the years. And I told him, I said, frankly, myself and JP have taken more arrows than anyone throughout this process, and no one's fought harder. And they genuinely appreciate you and recognize that. And so that's why I think at the right time, they definitely want to get together with you.
Can't wait for that time. And I've been waiting patiently, and I obviously appreciate all their efforts. And we'll both say this, it's never been about me or you. It's about Tampa Bay and what was best for Tampa Bay. And this is what's always been best for Tampa Bay, and nothing against St. Pete. We love St. Pete. And when this is all said and done, stadium will be here, and they're going to have some incredible convention center, whatever they're going to build there, that's going to totally benefit that community so much more than what they were going to do with the baseball stadium. So, and that's great. A last question. You mentioned Dr. Atwater. I think, the negative people that have written stories about, oh, this is so horrible, what's happening to Hillsborough County. The Rays are coming in here and taking this campus away from students who have used this great facility. What's going to happen with Hillsborough College in the end? This is going to be a great benefit for them, correct?
100%. Dr. Atwater is a very close friend of mine. We're golfing buddies. He takes money from me every time, and I still keep going back. I'm a glutton for punishment. But honestly, the first couple of meetings that Dr. Atwater had with the Rays representatives, they weren't positive. And we'd get together, and he's like, "This can't work. They're playing. I'm not going to be supportive." And when I walked in his office today, where we met beforehand, he was giddy. I mean, he said, "What this is going to mean for the college? It's going to be additional square footage. It's going to end up saving the state and the college money over the years, because a couple of those buildings are really old, and the maintenance that's required to keep them up to date. It's going to be more opportunities for internships and workforce programs." And so he is 100% supportive of this. And I've gotten a few emails too about how it's going to destroy HCC. And I got to tell you, what I've seen, and from talking to Dr. Atwater and the owners, this is going to be such a benefit for the college. It's going to be the development. It's going to be baked into the development, the overall development, and it's just going to be super exciting and super cool. And I can tell you, Dr. Atwater's all in.
Well, Ken, this is awesome. Thank you for joining us at this such important day and momentous day. The good fight has been long, but it's going to be awesome when you and me and Big O sit in the JP draft room in center field there in the new stadium doing our podcast as we overlook center field and sharing an IPA.
Hey, first round's on me. All right, first round's on me.
Sounds great, Ken. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We'll be in touch.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Thanks. Hey, Ken Hagen right there. How about that? How about that? Very nice things to hear that the owners are appreciative of what we've done. It's awesome. It's really, I get a little choked up. I'm a little emotional about, local sports and, what we do here. And all you people in the chat here, you Petermans that have been following this for so long and have allowed me to do what I do and balance out so much of the negativity that is in the media here for this team. And that's why these owners listen to this show and because they know these 500 comments that we get a day or more, that represents the fan base, and they understand this is, they're not going to read the paper and the stupid columns and say, oh, that's the mindset of this area. No, it's not. It's not. That is the mindset of some very narrow-minded, negative people that are agenda-driven. And these are the people. You people in this chat are Rays fans. You're the ones that come here every day and have been here forever and have heard us talk about this. And we've always been positive about this because we know what this group can do. We know what Tampa Bay can do, as I said earlier, when good people who have the community's best interest in mind and not their own self-interest come together. You see what we did for the outdoor game. And you could take this ownership group and say, man, look what Mr. Vinnick did. Well, this group's about to do the same thing. And it's going to be glorious. And it's going to be such a boon to the community. And again, you can look at this as corporate welfare and why are we giving money to billionaires? Because that's the way these deals get done. And if they don't do it here, they'll do it in Orlando. And they're going to reap all the benefits. We're not going to let that happen. Orlando is just not going to happen. This is where it's going to happen. This is where the commissioner said it should be. This is where the governor said it should be. This is where this group of Tampa Bay businessmen, led by Patrick Zalupski and Ken Babby and Bill Cosgrove, and all of their partners who are so ingrained in Tampa Bay, and Mike Murphy and Fred Ridley, and all of them, this is where it's supposed to be. And we've always said we've done it all wrong for so long, and we still supported it for 30 years. We still built this fan base. We love our freaking baseball. We love our freaking Rays. And God damn it, we're going to get it done right here. And we're going to have a gorgeous stadium and a gorgeous area around it that we all can enjoy 365, 24/7. Maybe it's a precursor for light rail that helps everybody in Tampa Bay. This is awesome. This is freaking awesome. And I can't wait for it all to come to fruition. I just love it when the community comes together, guys. I just absolutely love it when the community comes together and we get shit done. And that's what we're going to do. And I can't wait to see the shovels go in the ground. All right. We're supposed to take a break, but I have an understanding with all these sponsors that when breaking news happens, especially in the community, that we're going to go and serve our community. And we're going to let your voices, because I think it's important to hear your voices right now because of all the other negative voices that are out there. So we're going to read all of your comments here, and we're going to skip the break. So our thanks to Cafe Paradiso Paolutini, great local restaurateur. Go have an Italian meal and talk Rays baseball with him. He's a huge Rays fan. Third Generation Plumbing, John Rodriguez and PJ over there. Great folks, AC and plumbing, anything around the house. John's a huge Rays fan. PJ is big Rays fans and local Lightning fans, all part of it. Kingmakers Tampa, Mike Murphy, who's a limited partner in the Rays. And we need to talk more about that. Genesis of Tampa, he owns that as well. Another great community partner. The Golden Diamond Source, Julie and Steve Weintraub. I was texting with Steve this morning. Huge Rays fans. They can't wait to get into this new stadium. Italiano Insurance, Jeff and Nat Italiano have been here for 60 years running the insurance business. Huge Rays fans and Rays supporters. Can't wait to see this community come together and build that thing. Riveters, Andre and Tara over there, and all the great folks over there that are going to benefit from this thing being so close. Just absolutely amazing folks over there at Riveters. Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Hope I'm not forgetting anybody. Pitch Roofing, our newest affiliate and newest sponsor, pitchroofing.com. Big sports fans. They're going to have season tickets at the Rays fans as well. So thanks to all of our local sponsors who allow us to do this every day. And look, what Ken just said, the Ken Babby and Patrick and the ownership, Bill Cosgrove, they're listening, and they're listening to you. They're listening to me, and this is why they got the damn thing done, because of you people in Tampa Bay, and it's freaking awesome. So we'll continue with your comments, commercial free, till we get done with them. Lonnie Wilkins says the Rays fan base is so starved to just feel heard and loved, backed by the organization. It's been a one-sided, abusive relationship for 30 years. This area and the great people of Florida deserve it. Damn right, Lonnie, who works for the Cubs and also lives here part-time and has been here, huge baseball fan. Yeah, we've done it all wrong. 2 terrible owners, an awful stadium, and a terrible location. We love St. Pete, but just in terms of everybody getting to it. And now we're going to bring it all together, man, with this baseball-starved community. It's just fantastic. Richie P says, as it relates to billionaire welfare, this does not go in the same bin as Amazon, IKEA, Walmart, and Starbucks. This is actually a mutual agreement. Yes, true. And we get a lot more out of it, right? We don't get to go sit in the Amazon warehouse and watch a ball game, right? So yeah, we're getting a community asset that really, really we love and are emotionally attached to and don't want to lose, right? It makes living in Tampa Bay better when we can go to Major League Baseball games. And oh, by the way, if we forgot, this group is actually going to use the revenue generated for that to go back into the team, and we can finally really compete. How about that? How about that? Yeah, we're going to be in there for free agents. And by the way, Patrick and Ken and Bill, you're watching the show. If you don't put the money back in, I'm going to be on here bitching at you. So, and you know that. So, but we're not going to have that problem. I'm not saying we're going to $300 million payroll, but we're going to be competitive to where we should be. And Rob Manfred will appreciate that. We won't be corporate welfare for the rest of the Major League Baseball owners, which we never should be. We're not a small market. Damn it. What else we got here? Lonnie Wilkins says, to quote the Blues Brothers, we're putting the band back together. Let's go Rays. Damn right. I'm not going to do the negativity today. You can go find that in the Times. Let's get the Rays Stadium done in Tampa, says Louis Flash. Welcome in, buddy. Lonnie Wilkins says, fight the good fight, JP. I go to Wrigley effing Field my whole life, and Tampa is a great sports town. I love Tampa Bay and miss it every day, buddy. We miss you too. But I know you'll be here for opening day. I know you will be. Rays and Cubs. Alejandro says, if the Rays want, please both. I think sorry, I'm reading these off the cuff, folks. I think they have the opportunity to something special with both by having 2 stadiums with Major League Stadium in Tampa, spring training, St. Pete. It's a win-win. Absolutely. Guys, proofread your texts before you send them off, because I have to read them off the cuff, and if they're all messed up, it gets weird. So try to proofread your stuff. I'm admonishing my Petermans here. Lonnie Wilkins says, JP, the Rays dropped some new on-field merch, and it features the Stingray and Navy shirts with the green accents with the Ray. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. I love that. DNA 9973 says, congratulations for all your hard work, JP. You are deserving for the kind words. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Richie P says, if Babby adds a sports management apprenticeship for HCC, that would look good in the eye of the public opinion. Yeah. Well, again, you just heard what Ken said, that Dr. Atwater said. This is a huge win for Hillsboro College. And, I was never worried about that, because this ain't Stu. This is a group that cares about the community, and they were going to make it right for Hillsboro College. All right. I'm gonna put this up just so I can answer it. Use your own money, billionaires, said D-Dubs. Okay. Thank you, John Romano. Listen, if the billionaire are going to use their money and their capital to build something that creates a win for the entire community, how is that not good for us? Is it not good that Jeffrey Vinnick did that for Water Street? Was that a bad thing? Because he got money from the city and county to help do it. We can't have a public-private partnership? That doesn't work for you? I understand, I'm not for corporate welfare either, but I'm not going to spit in the face of it if it's going to bring back billions of dollars to the county and the city and also create something that the community can enjoy and is already emotionally attached to. And by the way, if we don't do it, somebody else will, and then we lose it. So you can sit there and bitch and moan. And, folks like that, it just typically that I've known, they're negative about everything. And they bitch and moan all day long, and they're not positive about anything. So I guess, as Ken says, there's always going to be those people. But I'll put your stuff up anyway, just so I can answer it. St. Pete Pat says, political pep rallies are great, but wake me up when there are actual details. All right, that's fair. That's 100%. But St. Pete, Pat, were you one of those people cheering when Stu Sternberg did his press conference and all the community folks jumped up there and were pumped, shaking their pom-poms? We knew it wasn't going to happen because we didn't have the details. So to your point, yes, absolutely. We do need to see the plan in all of its detail. And if it sucks, if it's not a good public plan, I'll be the first to say it. But so far, looks pretty good. Andre Alday says DeSantis puts a stamp of approval on the Tampa Bay Rays deal. That's huge. I cannot underscore that enough. And that's why this day is so huge. We've not seen this. This is something completely new. And I know y'all want to say until the shovels are to the ground. I get it. There's room. I get the pessimism, why you're pessimistic, but I would say to you, that was all Stu driven. He's not part of this. And I want you guys to understand that. Is that this has not been us. It was him the whole time. That's why Major League Baseball did the unprecedented thing of publicly threatening his revenue sharing money. And when I heard that, I was like, whoop. They finally figured it out. And that's when Manfred forced him to sell the team. When he got wind of he was trying to take that real estate from the city of St. Pete and make a huge profit on it. And he said, nope, we're not doing that. We're going to force him to sell the team, and the stadium's going to be built in Tampa. Thank you, Mayor Welsh. Thank you, Chris Latvala in Pinellas County. Just voted through, so we can't use that legal technicality to take your land. Go ahead and vote it. He's not going to do the stadium anyway. But we don't want you to lose your land. So, and they did it. And it's worked out swimmingly. And all you people bitching and moaning to Chris Latvala, you owe him an apology. Because he was right all along. What else we got? Manfred, Tampa Bay is a very important market for Major League Baseball. He said it 1,000 times, and people in Orlando still can't hear it. What else? DeSantis, this is from Andre all day. DeSantis awarded $340 million to USF new football stadium. He really wants Tampa Bay and the Rays to succeed in Tampa. I don't think he awarded that money to it. I don't. That's being financed through the school. Maybe there's some state money, and I'm sure there is. Gio asks, ask Hagen any word from the Bucks and their future plans. That will their ask affect the ballpark? I think at this point it's so far down the road that I'll still say if I'm being honest, it's the weird part about this, but I think if they came in at this 11th hour and screwed this up, that would not look good. And they're smarter than that, and they got a lot of money. So. What else? Or Alejandro Noriego says Orlando's could get a team, but not a major league team. They should get a banana ball team because banana ball is actually more in line with Orlando. Have it at the Wild World of Sports. You know what's funny about this, Orlando? We've been talking about this, and I think Disney's talking about it. The forever home of the Bananas is going to be that stadium. They're going to put a team in there. And people will come watch that when they go to Disney. I think it's a great fit. It's a great fit. All right, guys. Any more coming in here? This is a pretty freaking cool day, I must admit. Hunter Tubbs, I saw Hunter this weekend, said, congrats, JP. Well, it's not just for me, it's for the people of Tampa Bay. All right, we'll do that. That'll be it. All right, guys, in closing, what a day. What a week. The outdoor game, Gasparilla, and now this. And again, folks, this is different. This is different. Ken Hagan said it. Never before have we had a governor come down here and champion this project. As we told you back in February of last year, this is the group the governor and Major League Baseball is handpicked to get this deal done. Why? Because they knew they could get it done. Politically connected, locally connected, beloved, great market. Yeah, it's here. It's freaking here. And man, if you don't love being a part of this community after what we've witnessed over the past week or so, I don't know. I mean, can we put up a fence and stop everybody from coming? Yeah, maybe. Can we do that? No, we're a welcoming area, but let's do it right. Let's do it right. And I think this will be a very responsible deal. It's going to be the epitome of a great public-private partnership and what it can be when all sides are not in it just for themselves, but are working together as a team. And I think that's what you saw today. Dr. Atwater from Hillsboro College putting his blessing on it. Very important part of this. The governor putting his blessing on it. The commissioner putting his blessing on it. Ken Babby, representing the new Rays ownership group, putting his blessing on it and committing to doing things the right way. Man, I always knew it could happen, but just seeing it all come to fruition is very important. And it's fantastic. Hey, God bless Tampa Bay, man. This is a great place to be, and glad to be a small part of it. Very glad to be a small part of it. Yes, Mike H. Thank you for mentioning this. Big O has lost his mom, and he lost his dad not long ago, and he's lost his mom. So we will not have a Big O show today. He would love to be here today championing this, but I can tell you we'll be doing that on Friday. If everything is okay. I told him if he couldn't make it, we'll do it next week. But that's why I mentioned him for, having the beer with me and Ken in the center field of the new place. It's going to be great because Big O has been a huge champion of this. And by the way, owners, if you're listening, the Big O show, that podcast should be the official podcast of the Rays. It'd be part of your Rays team. We would love to do that for you. So let's be in touch on that number. And prayers going out to Big O and his mom, and his mother, boy, meant the world to him, and his dad. Great parents, great people, emigrating from Cuba to give, their family something bigger and better, and come together like we're doing in Tampa Bay, man. And it takes all of us to do it, and all of this community, and we're going to get it done. And I can't wait to celebrate it with all of you guys. And we'll do that at the Trop opening day, coming up here soon. We got Fan Fest in a couple of weeks too. So it just feels so good to be able to go to a Rays function and really support it with all your heart and your money and not feel bad about it. How cool is that? That's fantastic. And I said this, man, there's so many people that left because of the previous regime, and we're going to welcome you all back in. And we can all wholeheartedly support this group because we know that they're in it for Tampa Bay. That's what we do. So excited about it. Can't wait to be here tomorrow to talk about more. All right. Have a great day, everybody. It's here. The Tampa Bay Rays are finally going to have a forever home, a generational home, and so much more. And it's amazing. So have a great day. Go celebrate. I think we're going to have to go have a beer or two for lunch here just to celebrate with everybody. So thank you guys for joining us once again. We'll be back tomorrow with more fun and frivolity. We'll see you then.